Hello there, I'm Yvonne de Celis coming to you today on YDCtv. It is Friday, December 6th, and it's almost 3 in the afternoon. And I'm just here to show you a couple of quick energy healing exercises you can do. The first one I'm going to show you is kind of like EFT tapping, and no, the T in EFT does not stand for tapping. The way I learned it from Nick Ortner, who has School of Tapping or the Tapping Solution, and when he says EFT, it means Emotional Freedom Technique, and it involves tapping your cheekbones, your eyes, side of the eyes, the eyebrows, edge of the eyes, the corner, the top of the head. This is called a karate chop. You can also tap your K27 points, which you can get to at the bottom of your collarbone. You can tap under your arm, etc., etc. I've spoken to some people who do not like tapping and or hitting themselves because you have to tap pretty hard. And I know some people who do not like doing that. So another thing you can do is take your hand, your index finger to your pinky. Just think of that whole part as one unit with your thumb underneath and pinch together. And then just grab the very tips of your fingers with your other hand and you can squeeze. So like pulse squeeze, say, as you're giving yourself affirmations either verbally or mentally. And then you can do the same on this side. And just as an example, Donna Eden, who is my energy healing master. Once again, it's Donna Eden. I had a little problem saying her last name just now. She has a move that she does called the Temporal Tap, which involves tapping over and behind the ear. And what she recommends doing is say your negatives on the left side and say your positives on the right. You can do the same thing with the hand squeeze. I call this the fingertip grip. So left hand is where your negative affirmations go. Right hand is where your positive affirmations go. And again, whether you say your affirmations aloud or not, that's up to you. The nice thing about energy healing is it needs to feel right to you. It shouldn't feel like you're phoning it in. It shouldn't feel forced, and it shouldn't feel uncomfortable. It should feel right to you to do. And what I mean when I say affirmations is, I'll give you an example again. Negatives go on the left, positives go on the right. So I'm going to do my negatives first. I'm not going to let the MS get to me. I have multiple sclerosis and fibromyalgia. Despite that, I'm not going to let that get to me. I'm not going to be unhealthy, and I am not going to be poor. Now I'm going to switch to my right side and do my affirmations here. I'm going to be healthy. I'm going to be fine, and I am ready for money to just show up in my bank account. I'm going to get money. If that ever works, I will let you guys know. I've seen a lot of people do EFT tapping for money. I don't know how effective it is. I haven't gotten rich yet, but if I ever do, I promise you I will let you guys know about it. But that's one quick one, just one way to do tapping without tapping. So it's one way to do EFT without actually tapping. This is also really good if you're very stressed out or very angry. Just make sure you get the very tips of your fingers so that if you squeeze too hard, hopefully they'll just pop out because you don't want to hurt yourself. But if you're angry, think of what's making you angry and do the squeezing because that can also help. That said, I'm going to switch to one other thing to get out of homolateral mode. And when I say homolateral, I'm talking about the energy body. There's energy on either side of you, but if it's parallel, it's not supposed to be. It's supposed to be crisscrossed, kind of like a DNA strand. If you're stuck in homolateral mode, that can cause all sorts of health issues. It can also cause psychological problems. It can cause muddied thinking. It can cause balance problems. It can lead to illness. If your energies for some reason go from being crisscrossed to being parallel, then you need to do a homolateral repatterning exercise, which sounds a lot harder to do than it is. This is a very quick and easy one that you can do. Starting with, say, let's start with our right hand. I don't know if this looks like my right hand on the camera, but I'm starting with my right hand, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to start at the very tip of my index finger, and I'm going to go past my thumb and up my arm, up to the shoulder. And then you go across your chest, off the hip, shake the hand, hands together. And then the other hand, starting at the tip of the index finger, going up the arm past the thumb, up the arm, and then across the chest, off the hip, shake it a little bit, and then back together. So now I'm going to do this one more time, starting with my left hand. I'm going to go up to the top, across the chest, and off the hip, back together. And now this hand up the arm, over the shoulder, and off the hip. And you can do this as many times as you want. This should feel good. You should feel a shift when you do this. If you're feeling lousy and if your energy has gotten into that homolateral mode and you do this, you should feel a shift. You should feel something. If you're not feeling anything, then it may not be benefiting you. Another thing you can do really quickly, instead of doing the hand up and down, you can also just go from your shoulder to your hip and shake off from shoulder to hip. And when I say shake off, it's just to shake off any negative energy you may have picked up, because you don't want that to go into your hand chakra. So just rubbing your hands together, shaking them out, will help get rid of any negative energy that you picked up so that it does not go into that hand chakra. So it's, I believe what that exercise is called is homolateral repatterning. And again, it's a good idea to do that, because if you find yourself just feeling sluggish or lousy and you don't know why, give that a shot, because it can really make a difference. One other thing I'm going to go to from there, I did the fingertip grip. I just call this one the fingertip grip, the homolateral repatterning, but I do want to show you one other exercise you can do. I'm going to go back to the way I was doing this before, with starting at the index finger, going up the arm, across the chest, off the hip, hands back together, up the other arm to the shoulder, across the hip, shake it off, hands together here. This next move is how to open your heart chakra. This can really help with emotional problems as well as health issues. What you want to do is, with your hands together, you bring them over to your heart chakra, and then just pull apart, shake the hands out, go back together in front, bring it back to the heart chakra, and once again just pull out, shake it out. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as just bringing your hands together on the chest, on the heart chakra, and then pulling apart. This is kind of like the crown pull move, which is part of Donna Eden's daily feel-good energy medicine routine. When I say crown pull, I mean you start at your forehead, you put your fingers together at the center, you push in and you pull out, and you just keep going. You start up top, at the top of the head, and you just keep going all the way down to the back of the head until you get to the point where you're dragging to your shoulders, and then you can just shake your hands out, rub them together. And what that does is it opens up your crown chakra. So all that said, I showed a little bit more than I was originally intending to, but I just wanted to get some energy medicine exercises out for you guys. I'm sorry that I haven't been here more. I also wanted to just give a brief explanation as to why energy medicine can be so helpful, because I was asked this too. The reason energy healing can help so much with health issues, it dates back to our predecessors eons and eons ago, before life was the way it is now, when people really did have to worry about things like, oh wow, look, there's a tiger over there, he's going to come over and eat me. These responses, the fight or flight response, or fight, flight, or freeze response, that's a self-protection thing. And unfortunately, our bodies have not caught up with the times, which is a reason so many health problems crop up, because we have a tendency to lock up, freeze, or want to run away or attack for the simplest things. It's not because a tiger's coming to kill us. It's not because we're about to be attacked. It's just our bodies are misreading signals and they're reacting incorrectly to them. One of the meridians is called the triple warmer meridian. I've talked about this before when I said one of the reasons this feels so good if you're cold is because when you're rubbing your arms like this, you're rubbing your triple warmer meridian. It's called the triple warmer meridian because it's supposed to help warm you up, and it's also supposed to sedate that fight, flight, or freeze response. I think they named it the triple warmer meridian because it's supposed to help take that freeze and warm it up a little bit. So your triple warmer is what reacts the most strongly when you go into fight, flight, or freeze mode. And your triple warmer is mainly located here about an inch over your navel, but it can affect all parts of your body and it can lead to all sorts of problems. So one of the huge benefits of energy medicine and or energy healing is it sedates the triple warmer. So hope that explanation helped. Please let me know in the comments down below if you need more or if you have any requests in particular. Also, please smash that subscribe button if you'd like to get notified when I do any changes to my channel. You'll get occasional notifications if you just click subscribe. If you click the bell that shows up to the right of the word subscribe, you'll get constant notifications, which, to be honest, I don't recommend because your browser will hound you even when you're not in your browser. But if you want to do that, feel free, because you could always change that anytime by channel. So, as always, namaste, peace and light. Thank you so much for your visit. Next week, what I'm hoping to do is some reflexology training. So, hopefully, you'll see me next week with multicolored hands to match up with a hand image map. It's a hand map. Just as an example, right up here, if you press really vigorously across here, you can actually help decongest your lungs or your chest. And right up here at the very tips, and I will color this in next week so that this can be more obvious. You take care of things like nasal congestion by just simply squeezing and very vigorously massaging parts of your hand. So I will be trying to do that next week sometime. I hope to see you again here soon, and again, thank you so much for coming. Namaste, peace and light, and I will see you again soon. Take care of yourselves. Cheers, and also please have a wonderful holiday and a very happy new year. Take care again. Cheers. Bye-bye.